Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hoopers Nation, your top destination for NBA basketball content. Throughout the history of the NBA, there have been many iconic duos to step onto an NBA court. Some of them came together naturally via the NBA draft and became great as time went by, while others were brought together by design before going on to dominate. Some of these duos have cemented their spot in this list for a very long time, while others are still trying to climb the rankings. In this video, we'll take a look at the top 7 duos in NBA history. But before we do, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more NBA content. Number 7. Karl Malone and John Stockton. Two of the most transcendent players in NBA history also make up one of the top duos ever. John Stockton is the all-time leader in assists with 15,806 dimes throughout his 19-year career. The second place isn't even close, with Jason Kidd being 3,500 assists plus behind Stockton. For his part, Karl Malone is the second highest all-time scorer in NBA history with 36,928 points in his 19-year career. He retired roughly 1,500 points behind all-time leader Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and number 3 on the scoring rankings, LeBron James, is on pace to dethrone Malone in a couple of years. As a duo, Malone and Stockton played 18 seasons together for the Utah Jazz and were an absolute terror in the Western Conference for almost 2 decades. Their best work together came in 1997 and 1998. Finishing as the first seed in the West in those 2 seasons. They made back-to-back NBA Finals appearances, but lost to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls both times. And after the Bulls disbanded at the end of the 1998 Last Dance season, Malone and Stockton were unfortunately unable to get past the second round of the playoffs, and never won a ring together. After Stockton retired in 2003, Malone made a last attempt to chase a championship by joining the stacked 2004 Los Angeles Lakers. But to his demise, the Lakers were destroyed by the Detroit Pistons in the finals, and Malone retired ringless after the season. Had they won a championship together, the duo would have ranked higher on this list. But their individual dominance as members of the Jazz throughout their whole careers and their unmatched two-man game makes them deserving of a spot on the all-time great duos conversation. Number 6. LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Unlike Malone and Stockton, who were both drafted by the franchise they spent most of their careers with, LeBron James and Anthony Davis formed one of the most lethal two-man pairings of all time when the Lakers successfully traded for the Brow last summer. James had signed with the Lakers a season prior, and Davis's arrival to Hollywood seemed like a matter of when, not if. Many fans thought the duo would have had more potential had James and Davis joined forces earlier in their careers, given James' presumed slowdown due to age. But James has shown no signs of slowing down, and AD is just entering his prime. What makes this duo so special is the sheer individual greatness of both superstars and how their styles of play mesh very well. LeBron James is a dominant ball handler that likes running the pick and roll, and Davis is a two-way menace that is a threat both inside the paint and beyond the three-point line, which forces defenses to make tough decisions when both James and AD are involved in a play. It's pretty much a pick-your-poison situation with them. If everything goes right this season, LeBron and Davis will win a championship in their very first season together, which would definitely warrant a bump in these rankings. Number 5. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. Anthony Davis isn't the only partner LeBron has formed an all-time great duo with, as his partnership with Dwayne Wade between 2010 and 2014 was also very successful. The duo first came together on the Miami Heat after James's infamous decision in the summer of 2010. They were very successful during their 4 seasons together, dominating the Eastern Conference alongside Chris Bosh and delighting fans with some very memorable series against the likes of the Chicago Bulls, Indiana Pacers, and Boston Celtics. They were so dominant, they made the NBA Finals in all 4 seasons, winning 2 championships in the process. Both LeBron and Wade had some things to prove with this new alliance, as James was looking to get the championship that had eluded him for the 7 prior seasons, and Wade was looking to bounce back from several knee issues that kept hampering him throughout the rest of his career. And in case you've forgotten, Wade and James once again reunited in 2017 as members of the Cleveland Cavaliers. But they were split in the middle of the season as the team wasn't getting the success they had envisioned. Still, their Miami Heat run is one of the most dominant in league history. Number 4. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Kobe and Shaq's rise to all-time great duo status wasn't necessarily by design, as they ended up becoming really successful without the Los Angeles Lakers franchise initially having any intentions of things unfolding that way. After spending his first 4 seasons with the Orlando Magic, finding little success, Shaquille O'Neal signed with the Lakers in the summer of 1996. Just a couple weeks after the team traded for Kobe Bryant on the 1996 draft night. At the beginning, Bryant had a modest bench role with the team, while Shaq was an established superstar. But by Kobe's 3rd season, his own stardom was undeniable, and he earned a spot in the starting lineup alongside O'Neal, and the chemistry slowly started building. The arrival of new head coach Phil Jackson in the summer of 1999 was the beginning of the Lakers' true success, as the architect and zen master behind the Chicago Bulls dynasty over that past decade was now leading the Lakers bench. O'Neal and Bryant led the Lakers to 3 straight championships from 2000 to 2002, with Kobe solidifying himself as a bona fide superstar, and Shaq finally getting his NBA Finals accolades. They both won championships after their abrupt split in 2004, but this partnership helped establish them as true postseason winners. Number 3. Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. The beauty behind the duo formed by Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson doesn't only lie in how talented each one is, but in how their skill sets perfectly complement each other. Arguably the 2 best shooters in the history of the game, the defensive gravity each one of them has is the biggest secret behind the Warriors dynasty, with both of them being feared to death by opponents, and rightfully so. Their amazing shooting abilities forced rivals to guard both Steph and Klay very tightly. This gave them and the whole Warriors team a lot of spacing to operate with in the half court, and allowed Curry and Thompson to make it rain on opposing defenses. Steph and Klay were also both drafted and developed within the Warriors system and organization, another huge advantage that gave them a plus in the chemistry department. Thompson's development as a great perimeter defender added another factor to the already blossoming duo, as it allowed the smaller Curry to take the least dangerous defensive assignment, while Klay put the clamps on the other team's best guard. Together, they made 5 straight NBA Finals together, winning 3 rings in the process. And that number could have been higher if it wasn't for injuries. Even though Kevin Durant joined them later on, the true dynamic duo was always in Golden State's backcourt. Number 2. Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Back in the day, the NBA had some weird compensation rules for when players left teams as free agents. And when the then New Orleans Jazz decided to sign a 33-year-old Gail Goodrich in free agency, who was clearly not the star player he once was with the Lakers, the Jazz had to give up, along 2 other picks, a 1979 first-rounder to the Lakers that ended up being the pick they used to draft Magic Johnson. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had already been part of the Lakers franchise for 4 seasons, since he demanded a trade from Milwaukee. But they were always eliminated before reaching the finals, in what was a much smaller league and shorter playoff back then. But Johnson's arrival immediately turned them into contenders. And the Lakers actually won the 1980 NBA championship with Abdul-Jabbar and a rookie Johnson leading the way. That's how good Magic was. Abdul-Jabbar, a New York native, had always wanted to play for his hometown Knicks. So after the Lakers lost in the 1981 NBA Finals, he was ready once again to request a trade, this time to New York. Legendary Lakers owner Jerry Buss was able to work things out with Kareem that summer, and the Lakers won it all again in 1982. The Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar duo was dominating the league again, and the pair won 3 more championships in 1985, 1987, and 1988, before Kareem retired at the end of the 1989 season. The duo finished their careers with 5 championships together, just one short of our number 1 ranked duo. Number 1, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Not only did these 2 studs win 6 rings, the most out of any star duo in modern NBA history, but they both did it as homegrown stars with the same franchise that drafted them, the Chicago Bulls. Well, technically Pippen was drafted by the Seattle Supersonics back in 1989, but traded to the Bulls the very same night. Many people believe Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan could have won 8 straight rings had his airness not left to play minor league baseball after the Bulls' first three-peat in 1993. Still, Jordan came back and won 3 more rings alongside Pippen between 1996 and 1998, with the pair also adding Dennis Rodman to the mix in what proved to be a big difference maker in the NBA Finals. During their time together, Pippen made 5 All-NBA teams, 6 All-Defensive teams, and 5 All-Star teams. For his part, Jordan made both the All-NBA and All-Defensive teams in each of the 8 seasons he played alongside Pippen, and also won 4 MVPs and 6 final MVPs in the process. Talk about dominance. To this day, there has never been a more accomplished and successful duo than MJ and Pippen. But with star players now switching teams at a never-before-seen pace, it's easier than ever to form good duos. Anybody can form a good duo, but not every duo can win at the highest level and be consistently good over multiple seasons like the duos in this list did, and in some cases, will continue to do. Do you agree with our list? Would you rank these duos any differently? Was there any other all-time great duo that we missed? Make sure to comment your thoughts down below, as well as leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.